For anyone who owns a Jeep Wrangler, you know how fun they can be, but you also know that they are definitely lacking when it comes to storage options. Compared to our Chrysler Pacifica minivan and my Ram 1500, the Wrangler is downright bleak when it comes to places to put your stuff. On our 2023 Wrangler 4xe High Altitude, we had one small glove box, one medium-sized center console, two cup holders, four elastic net pockets, one on each door, and a few shallow and not very useful trays. Within the first 6 weeks of owning it, I decided to look into finding some storage solutions in order to make our Wrangler easier to live with as a daily driver while keeping it set up well for emergencies and adventuring. Fortunately, there are a ton of great storage products available on eBay or Amazon, and I got to work ordering a bunch of products and installing them on our Jeep. So far, everything I bought has worked out pretty well and has added some practical storage spaces. This is Kurt from Go For It Adventures, and these are my Jeep Wrangler storage solutions.
There really isn't a lot of storage back here. So yeah, I ordered a bunch of things, a bunch of little odds and ends, and I'll start installing them, and yeah, we'll see if we can add a little bit more storage, a little bit more function. So this center console is actually pretty good. It's got a little upper storage compartment area, which is great for just a couple of little odds and ends, like, you know, my wife's got her sage stuff in here, lip gloss and some hand lotion, whatever. And then if you open this other compartment, it's quite a deep, quite a large storage area in there. But one of the things I ordered was this little drop-in tray. It's just a small little drop-in tray. It fits perfect with the lid down. This little upper storage container does not get in the way. It kind of hides some odds and ends that you don't necessarily need to use every day, but you want to have handy. And then you got some space. There's a little coin slots here and a couple of little cubbies. And it's very easy to take in and out. It does not get in the way of the charging cord. So yeah, that's a handy little add-on. And I think this was like $13 or something on Amazon. Okay, another little add-on, again, to add some more storage. This is kind of a dead space right here. So there's a little piece I just ordered. It just drops right into your existing rails here, that the latches for the center console. It just sits right here. This closes down, and now you've got some extra storage right there for whatever you need. It's narrow enough that it doesn't interfere with the cup holders. It just gives you a little bit of extra storage. And what's beautiful about both of these pieces that are part of the center console is that you don't want it on there for some reason. You just pop it right off and you don't have to worry about it. And it just kind of clicks right into place, and kind of easy peasy. Another piece that I thought would be interesting to try is I ordered one of these kind of saddlebag cubbies. It just kind of slots in right in front of your shifters and your console area, and it just mounts like this, gives you a little bit of extra storage on either side. There are some double-sided tape spots on here to actually secure it, so I will do that, and it just adds a little bit of extra storage for any odds and ends, maybe some pens or some whatever you need. So, and they've got these little nice little rubber liners in them as well, kind of non-stick liners. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of custom fit. It seems to fit quite nicely. So when you look at it, it looks like it fits pretty snug against the existing pieces, and the plastics actually match quite nicely. So in all the Wranglers, you've got this little storage tray up here, and it's, you know, it's got a little bit of function. There's a small tray here, a couple little side trays. They're not very deep. They're not super functional. So I bought an accessory here that's supposed to drop into place. It mounts pretty easy with, I think, a couple of screws and again some double-sided tape. And we will hopefully this makes this a much more functional, much deeper, much larger trays. It also includes a phone mounting spot here, which I hope will be pretty handy. And yeah, I hope it'll just make that storage a little bit more functional. So you can see there's a screw hole there that I already removed. There's another screw there. We just go in and take those out, and then we should be able to pop that new piece in, reinsert the screws, and we should be good to go. So I've dropped that piece in. I'm just reinserting the mounting screws. And once I'm done that, you can see it just kind of sits there nice and clean on top. Much deeper storage. So here's the mounting bracket for the phone holder. It just slots right into this little slot right here. Just tighten down the screw, and then that should be good to go as well. And this is just a simple ball type attachment for the phone holder. So we just unscrew this part here. You can pop this on. Pop the ring on there. And then away we go. When I mounted the actual phone holder, I found the phone sat really high up into the windshield area. So I just flipped the mount upside down. It doesn't look quite as nice, but the phone mounts a lot lower on the dash, and I actually I prefer that a little bit more. So that's just something I did. I might flip it around again later just to see how I like it each way. But there you go, that's an option. And again, you can see that there's just way more storage. It's been a great spot to just put all our little ducks and keep them from sliding around all over. So that's been super handy. Another great little spot, it's just a small storage area. It doesn't add too much, but it does make the space fairly usable. You have this grab handle. I think I got this on Amazon for like 13 bucks. It has a nice little rubber liner inside it. It just clicks down inside this space, and it doesn't rattle, it doesn't move, and you can see now there's a storage tray. If you still want to grab, you can, but my wife will often have pens and things in here. Sometimes if she's got something she's going to be using right away, like passports, or like if we're crossing the border, or if she's got coupons to go out for dinner or whatever, she just quickly tucks them in here and they just sit in there nicely. And so that has been a great little addition. This was a cheap little storage solution. It's just a little sunglasses clip. I've been using it quite often. And of course, I'm trying to use it with one hand. But yeah, your glasses just pop right in there. It holds them nice and secure, out of the way. I'm often wanting glasses, especially certain times of the year when the sun is low on the horizon where I live, like fall or winter. Super handy to have your sunglasses just ready. And you can see they're just completely out of the way there. So that's a handy little item. I believe I paid 10 bucks for that on Amazon. Okay, another thing I wanted to do was add a little bit more function to both front and back seat areas. These net pockets are fine. They certainly have their purpose, but I ended up ordering plastic pockets, both front and rear doors. These are for the rear doors. And they have the extra cup holder spot in there, which I think will make these a little bit more functional. So I'm going to install this. I think this one just clips in. So for these rear doors, they literally just snap into place. They just got a series of snaps around the outside. And now you've got a little bit of a bigger pocket. The elastic can still be used inside, but seems pretty secure on there, even with just the snaps. So I think that will add a little bit more function to the back doors, and we'll see how the front door ones go in just a minute. So we have the same idea in the front. This is a much bigger pocket. You can see I've had some stuff stored in here and it's already kind of stretched out a little bit. Maybe that'll kind of snap back over time, but these front ones, instead of snapping in, there's just a couple of screws you have to undo. And so yeah, one is just down here, and one I think is under this plastic cover right here. So I'm going to install that, and that'll just sit on like this, which will add the cup holders but still allow the rest of the net pocket to be used as is.
I also decided to build a rear platform for the cargo area in order to create a flat load floor when the back seats are down, which is only an issue for the 4xEs. But that rear platform did create some great storage space, especially after I built a large drawer to fit under it. If you are interested in seeing how I did this project, I have 3 videos that go through the original process of building the deck, then reviewing the deck and including dimensions, a supply list, and tips for building your own, and finally building the drawer that fits under the deck. I will include the links in the description below. This project has turned out fantastic and has added so much function and storage to the rear cargo area of our Jeep. It has been a great solution. Okay, another solution that I wanted, another little accessory that I added for the sake of storage for the Jeep Wrangler, were these little side cubbies. This area is basically just
kind of a not used area. You've got quite a bit of width between the window and these roll bars. Right here, I've got a rolled up floor mat, which I use when I put the seats forward. When they're down flat, I just roll that out over the back of the seats. That way, when I'm loading anything on top, the seat backs are protected. So that's great. But having this little cubby in here, it installs really easy. It just uses some sticky tape, and with the one touch power top, you can actually just remove these windows. And there's a little clip in here that, if it's a hard top, you can screw it down. But with the one touch top, they just clip right under the window, which pops out right here. So it makes it nice and secure. You can see I got a little light in here. It creates this a bit of a tray up here. Just allows that space to be a lot more functional, and prevents things from rolling around. I can leave this up here, but smaller items could potentially shift around back here. So I think this was $40 on Amazon. There's several different options, but that has been a great little addition. Another thing that was super, super beneficial in terms of adding storage were these saddlebags. You can just see it mounts here on under the roll bar, mounts across, and these are super, super handy. There's a ton of space. I mean, I've got all kinds of things. I got little saws, I got little portable camp stove, little emergency stove. I got flashlights, I got fire starters, all kinds of stuff in here. This is some bear spray, paracord, all kinds of different tools and things that I need. Of course, I have this on both sides. You can see here, there's some gas additive, some more tools, hardware. Inside, there's a huge pocket that runs along the front of these saddlebags. That opens up. I've got emergency blankets. I've got an emergency tent, all kinds of different supplies. These also have carabiners if you want to attach different odds and ends. There's some emergency blankets right there. So these have been super handy. If you like to camp, if you like to overland, off-road, whatever, you could store all kinds of things inside these saddlebags. And they just fit perfectly right underneath the roll bar. And they just tuck in right beside the seat. And these are quite full, so they're sticking out a little bit into the cargo space. But otherwise, this is a pretty useless area in the Jeep as far as storage goes. And I've got a ton of stuff stored inside these. It also makes this space along the back here kind of enclosed. These bags are here. And so if you look along here, I've got just this roll of a floor mat here, but you can actually stick things in here. I think on this side, I've got some shopping bags and whatnot just tucked in there behind the saddlebag, and they just stay there. They don't slide around. The saddlebag keeps them behind, kind of out of sight, and it makes a ton of space for what is normally a fairly useless area of the vehicle. There are saddlebags that you can actually buy that go on top here as well. They strap on and they connect up to the roof. I've seen these. Unfortunately, and it's not unfortunate, I love the one-touch sky top, but you can't mount these with the one-touch top. But if you have a hard top or a soft top, you can get saddlebags that fit in here as well, and those can be super handy. So those are some great ways to add storage to your Jeep Wrangler.
Other than the rear deck that I built myself, all of these products were available from eBay or Amazon. And there are many different variations and options when it comes to colors, sizes, price, etc. I just tried to find the products that were reasonably priced and had the best reviews. If you have any questions for me or storage solutions that you've come up with on your own, please comment. And if you haven't already done so, please like and subscribe. That's all for now, so until we meet again, just remember that adventure is out there, so go for it.